Hello, namaste everyone. After a long time, I'm here back with some of the game analysis that is being played in National B Championship, and this is very interesting game between Purushottam Silwal and CM Sajin Maharjan. You might know who is Purushottam Silwal. He is the young talent who managed to come into top five in National B Championship, and he will be fighting for Nepal champion. That will be organized by Nepal Chess Association very soon. He will be fighting for Nepal champion. We wish him best wishes for the championship. Likely we'll move to watch the game. Let's see how the game was started, how he managed to win Sajin Maharjan, how he played the game. Here Pushpan Silwal is white, whereas Sajin Maharjan is black. Sajin Maharjan, CM Sajin Maharjan, Candidate Master. We have E4 that was played by Pushpan Silwal, and C5 was played by Sajin Maharjan. We have Sicilian in the board. Knight to F3, simple piece development, going for the G6 here by Sajin Maharjan, and this is hyper accelerated dragon in Sicilian defense. We have bishop to c4, developing the bishop. We have bishop g7, trying to develop the bishop, and of course the knight maybe, and go for castle. We have knight to c3, again develop another piece. We have knight to c6. Black also develops another piece. We have equal position right now. Then we have d3 that was played by Pushpan Silwal. We have d6 again played by black. Bishop f4, trying to develop another piece. This development of piece is being here. Nothing much is going right now. We have a6, not letting white to come with the bishop or knight on the b5. We have then queen to d2 here. White is trying to go for some attack. After knight comes up here and castle, there will be huge attack that will be played by Pushpan Silwal. Most probably, he will go for some bishop to h6, maybe h4, h5 if knight comes out here immediately. And that is also known as Uglo stab attack. E6. After we have A4 that was played by white, not letting him to play B5. If black managed to play B5, then after bishop have to go somewhere, then bishop goes to B7. That will be, of course, good position for black. But after A4, he will not be able to play B5 out here because he captures and then it will be pawn down. He cannot capture with this one because there will be rook hanging out. So he simply played h6, also not letting white to come on the g5. Both are not letting their opponent piece to come forward and not let them to attack. However, then h4 was played. Again, Silwal doesn't let black to play g5 out here, moving bishop go back either on the e3 or on the g3. And after the, the knight on the g8, which need to be developed by black, develops on the e7 rather than an f6, rather than f6 not blocking his own bishop that will be needed in the future. He might go for knight to d5, and because of this bishop, he will be protecting the pawn out here. And after bishop to b3, he pre-moved bishop to b3 because there might come up d5 that will attack the bishop. Next move might be d5, and if pawn captures, there will be bishop being attacked, and he have to move the bishop somewhere back. So immediately before d5, he moved bishop to b3. We have rook to b8. Now black is planning to go for b5, b5, and if pawn captures, there might be pawn captures or rook captures. That will be an open rook for the black and go for some attack. We have then bishop to e3. What's the idea for bishop to e3? Maybe not letting him to go for castle. If you go for castle, there will be bishop captures out here, and or might be a threat of knight coming out here. If he just captures, then bishop captures, then bishop captures. There will be equal piece of exchange. So he simply played knight to d4. Yes, here bishop captures and d4 is a good move. But what happens if you capture with the knight? That will be huge blunder, guys. If you play with knight captures and d4, that will be huge blunder because if you can see that he will not capture with the bishop, he will simply capture with the pawn, and there will be a double attack that will make you lose the game and lose the piece. Then after here comes bishop to d4, c captures and d4 attacking the knight. We have only good square, that is knight on the e2. You cannot go on the b5. If you come here on the b1, then you cannot go to d2. Then it's not good. So better to play knight to e2, attacking the pawn. And then after knight on the c6, simply defends the pawn on the d4 and also develops the knight that is on the c6. We have queen to f4. Now queen is trying to go for attack. Both the players have a castle 8 because if he castle here, he might go for some attack. And if you go for somehow white castle, there might be black also being attacked. So both are waiting for the time to castle. However, now here black simply castle because there is no bishop on the e3. There is no attack on the h6. Now he can simply go for castle. The pawn on the h6 is well protected. Then after queen to g3 was played, going for attack in the king side. King to h7. The idea of queen to g3 is also if you play mistakenly that is played e5, that will be a blunder. If somehow black plays e5, what you will be playing, guys, you might can see the winning move here for white. That is none other than queen to g6. Yes, this is the winning move, and of course that will not be played in the serious game. Somehow there can be some games with this, but you cannot expect this from the candidate master. So he didn't play that. He didn't play it. He simply played king to h7, removing from this bishop pin, and then there was knight d2. Knight d2 trying for go for knight to if knight to c4 and attack the pawn on the d6 square. You have to go and attack the weak points. You have to go for attack the weak points of your opponent. This is the weak point that is on the d6. Now knight to c4. Then there will be no any piece that will be protecting the pawn on the d6. So he have to place some moves. There was knight to a5, also guarding the square on the c4 and attacking the bishop. This bishop is very strong, and white will not let this being captured. So he simply played bishop to a2, then b5 was played, not letting knight come on the c4 square, also just opening the rook file, and also the bishop can come to the b7 square. A good idea for black. Here, black is somehow better. You can see black is already -2, but he couldn't win the game. A rook into b5, we will see where he did blunder and how did black lose the game. We have rook captures on the b5, then rook simply played b1, protecting the pawn. If knight tries to protect the pawn, then there will be simply capturing of this one, and then bishop capture, there will be pawn down for white, so he cannot play knight to c4. He simply played rook to b1, protecting the pawn on the b2 square. If he play bishop b3, then that will simply block his own bishop, so he have to protect with the rook itself. Queen to b6, again attacking the pawn here out on the b2 square. Knight to b3 simply protects the pawn by defending with the knight. Knight goes back. Black doesn't want to extend. If he extends, then bishop will simply capture, and that will be a good bishop for him. Castles, pawn push. Now there comes a4 that is coming up next. That will try to go and attack the pawn on the b2 square. Knight d2, just letting him to capture the pawn. Find the good move. What happens if I capture the pawn on the b2, guys? That's a mistake. You can pause the video and find out the answer out here. So I'll just let you to answer in the comment. How can you win if rook captures on this position? So that's very easy. I'll just let you to answer in the comment. However, this was not played in the game. That was played in the game was d5. d5 pawn was pushed. The pawn that was being attacked with the queen always was pushed. And then there comes e caption d5, e caption d5. Now look at these pawns. Isolated pawns are always weak, and you have to always go and attack the pawns. Always attack the weak points. So here, Purushottam Silwal simply went for queen to f3, attacking the pawn on the f3. Black doesn't worry of this pawn because this is an isolated pawn. You have to let them go. And he just extends with rook captures on b2. Bishop captures on the d5. The knight is being attacked. Knight to d6 was played. And then comes bishop to b3. Rook captures on the b1. Rook captures on b1. Here, now there can be a move like a4 that could be played, but that was not played in the game. What happens if a4 comes up? If bishop captures on a4, that would be a blunder because after queen to a5, you will be losing up a piece. You will be losing up this piece. Look at this. You cannot protect. However, if you go and attack this, you can go for capturing of this one, queen captures on g6. But of course, this is far better for position for black. Another pawn is being attacked, knight is being attacked, and of course, you will be simply losing up the game. White will be losing up the game. So a4 was the correct move. f4 was the best move, but instead he simply went Sajin Maharjan. Maharjan simply went for queen to b4, attacking the knight, and that was being protected with queen to f4. Queen to f4 just protects the knight, and then after g5 was played, g5 try to make queen go away, but that was a mistake. That was played by black. We can see how will be winning now for white. We will see that how it was winning for white. There was simply g captain s5, g captain f5, queen to f2 check. Look at this king. This king is at danger now. There is no any piece that is being protecting the king. That is being very bad now. King is in danger. There's no any pawns that guarding the kings. Now we have bishop to h6 that was played. Knight to f3 simply protecting the knight and going for attack. Now there comes a4. That was a huge blunder by black. Pause the video if you have not found the answer. You can write in the comment as well. The answer to this position was simply knight captures on g5. Knight captures on g5. That was immediate attack by white, giving up this bishop, and there comes king to g7. There comes another queen to e5 check, giving up the knight again. There comes f6. Look at this. Purushottam Silwal just gave up every pieces. Look at this piece is being attacked. Look at this piece is being attacked. But there is a huge attack that is coming with the queen, with the knight, and with the bishop, all attacking the king. And of course, he will slowly win the game. We'll see how it was happened. Queen to e7 check was played. If rook comes up here, we'll simply capture with the knight, and we can capture this one as well. So that was not possible. However, knight to f7 can be played. Knight to f7, maybe knight to f7. I'll just capture knight to f7. Maybe queen captures queen, and then that is simply winning up the game. So of course, Maharjan doesn't want that. So he simply played king to g6, queen h7 check, giving up the knight. He just gave up the knight. King to f5 was played. Wow. Just white is not in any worry of giving up any of the pieces. He just need to mate the opponent king. Knight to f4 was played. Another piece is into the game. There comes a piece that was sacrificed, that was captured by white. Already a piece down, but the king is at the center, and you know when the king is at the center it is very bad. Where there are large number of pieces, there will be like a mating thread. Queen to g6 check again. You have king captures an f4. Another piece is being captured. Look at this. Two pieces already down. One piece is still hanging. Only the queen is attacking the king. Then there was king e5. Sorry, there was g6 that was played. And then after king to e5. However, before g6, there was mate in 4 out here. If you have not found out, find the mate in 4, guys. There is mate in 4 at this position. This is the puzzle that can be solved out. There is mate in 4. Pause the video if you have not found out. We have queen to g6. Then after we have king g4. Either you can go here or here. Both is mate in 4. We have f3 that might be played. Then after king f5. Then after g4. Only square is king e5 and queen s2. That is a checkmate. Mate in 4. That was not being played by Silwal. That was not being played by Silwal, and he simply played g3, giving check. However, this is also the winning position. Then there was king e5 again. That is mate in 5. We have f4 check. Bishop captures an f4. He have the only move, that is bishop captures an f4. There is no any other move. He cannot go this one, not at any square. This bishop is doing all of his job. G captures an f4. King captures an f4. The only move, rook check, king e3, queen z3, and then king d2. That is mate in 1. Find the mate in 1. Comment in the comment section if you have seen it out. This was played brilliantly by Purushottam Silwal. Once he get the chance to capture on g5, look at the knight coming up. Look at the queen check. Look at this queen check. Look at this check. And the king was in the final position to being mated. That was played brilliantly by Purushottam Silwal. And we wish him again for National A Championship. Hope you liked the video. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching and being here. If you have not yet comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and bye-bye. Take care.